Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities and Miniatures. Today we have a new offering from Grimskull, Wargame exclusive, whatever you want to call them. This is the Mechanic Adept Tech Priest Domina Melius, and that sure is a mouthful, but then again, so is the model. Quite a big piece in here, so let's take a look. Ooh, we did it. Alright, first off, big base. It's a 50mm base. It is. Pretty good about just eyeballing it. And of course, as always with Grimskull stuff, you do have their logo on the bottom, but the custom base is always a nice plus. So here we have our Domina. See if I can get her zoomed in a little bit better. Boop, there we go. Really nice detail here. A little bit of cleanup on those pipes, but that's not a big deal. See, she doesn't have her original legs, but then again, I think she has multiple legs anyway, so who's to complain? Here we have the back half. Very call-like. I'm assuming it's going to go like that. Obviously nowhere near call's size. There we go. I didn't have it all the way up. But then we have all these little holes on the bottom. Because that's where all her extra legs are going to go. So I don't know if there's any rhyme or reason or difference for most of these legs. I'm going to assume they're separated by left and right. There's 3. How many more we got? Okay, there's 4 of those little legs total. So yeah, probably left and right. A random generator conduit thing. Pistol. There we go. Big honking laser cannon, like most of the Magos guys have. A cane, appropriately enough. Assuming this is hair or something. A random out of focus servo skull. Come on, dude. You ain't having it. Okay, better, I guess. Another random little bit that I'm going to have to assume goes somewhere on her back, maybe. And then we have the big pole axe. So obviously this is supposed to be a parallel to the Tech Priest Magos that was in, I think it was the Magos, that was in all of the Start Collecting Skitarii sets. That seemed to be ever so prevalent. I know I customized a couple of them myself just because I got sick of all the basic versions. And I think he was on a 50mm base too, so not the tallest, but then again, the Skitarii never are. Where's my Space Marine? I know you're here somewhere. There's like piles of models around me as I switch from one video to another here. There we go. So like I said, she's not huge in terms of size, but then again, she's not that huge in terms of price either. So we'll get her all built and we'll take a look at her. I wonder if I have any Tech Priests laying around. I don't think I do anymore. I think I cleared out most of my Skitarii because every time I used them, they did absolutely terrible. So I had had enough. I'll check with Barzan, see if he's got any we can show off in comparison. But anyway, we'll get her built up and we'll see how she turns out. So check it out. We got our Mechanic Adept Tech Priest Domina Melius here. And upon closer inspection, it actually is a female. There are breasts under that mess of wires and robes, if that was a selling point to you, in case you really needed to know that. I'm just going to let you know. I wanted to talk about this model a bit before we actually, show you what the finished product looked like. So first of all, I wasn't very smart, and I didn't realize, but you actually have to pick between the cane or the pistol, sadly. I went with the cane. The base and the rest of the model. So you can see there's these tiny little ports here, these little openings on the backs of the hydraulics of her legs, and this nice little cut right here. What's going to happen is there are 2 little prongs. Helps when it's on the screen. These 2 right here, that's going to go into the back of the hydraulics, and obviously her big cannon arm is going to slide into the back there, like so. This was a complicated mess, so my suggestion to everybody, each of the 4 legs down here has its own special, unique spot. You're going to figure that out by looking at the slots on the legs when they insert into this little you know, for lack of a better word, half circle down here. Put the legs in, and then you're going to want to actually attach the wires. The wires are going to have an indentation, if I can find it, there it is, right here, that it's just going to sit in. So that way you can see that the legs are kind of crawling over the debris, and making sure to watch out for the skulls, because that wouldn't be good. We don't want to smash those precious skulls. For the longest time, I could not figure out what those two little things are. There's little half-circle indentations on the bottom of each that they just slot in, and the skull took me a while to, but then I realized there's actually little ports along the back of the lobster shell thing here for the skulls to attach to. I thought that was kind of a cool little touch. So obviously, yeah, that lobster tail thing is definitely a call out to Call himself. So definitely wouldn't look out of place with any GW Mechanicus models, whether they are 30 or 40K. So I didn't actually glue everything together yet, just because obviously I want to be able to get in there and paint all those details, and just to get you guys a good indication of how big she is. So here is another Wargames exclusive Grim Skull model. This is their Chaos Lord. It's supposed to be in Terminator equivalent. Their Necro Cyborg Cryptech Overlord looking guy. Maybe something more typical and appropriate, yeah. But it's definitely an interesting model. So she is on a 50mm base. Is kind of hunched over, but there definitely is a lot of busy work going on, for a lack of a better word. But I think it's going to be a fun one to paint. It's got a nice look. I mean, you can definitely see call-outs to GW style Mechanicus in there, but it has its own thing going on as well. So I like that. I like that you can definitely have an analog in another game, but it kind of is doing its own thing as well. So I'm going to probably paint her up. What is it? The Stygies? I don't remember. Metallica, I think, was the one I was painting. And anyway, it was the ones that look like the white priests, white mages from Final Fantasy with the white robes and the red cogs. We might do that again. Or we'll be boring. I don't know. Haven't decided for sure, but definitely we're going to get started on her right quick. So cool model, once again, from Grimskull, or Wargame exclusive, or whatever they wish to call themselves. Please continue putting out interesting stuff like this. With that said, this is High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures saying thanks for watching, and we'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.